This is Vijay, chemistry lecturer from Ailabad Junior College. Today we are going to discuss NEET chemistry preparation unit number 1, some basic concept. Let us discuss about few topics related to this content, and also we are going to solve few numericals. So let us see one by one. Today we would like to explain about these are the topic related to this some basic concept of chemistry. First we are going to discuss about precision and accuracy, the meaning, definition. Then significant figures and what are the rules to be followed for significant figures. Then the basic units, the fundamental units like CGS, FPS and SI, and followed by derived units with some formulae we are going to discuss. Laws of chemical combination. Under this we are going to discuss about the 4 different types of law of chemical combination. Atomic hypothesis, Berzelius hypothesis, then Avogadro hypothesis. Let us see one by one. Atomic mass definition, molecular mass definition, then equivalent mass, and followed by mole concept. Under that we are going to discuss about what do you mean by molarity, molality, normality, then percentage composition, mass by mass percentage, and mass by volume percentage, and volume by mass percentage, this that we are going to discuss. Then followed by few important formulae which are used for solving numericals based on this first chapter, some basic concept. So these we are going to discuss in detail. Let's start. First content is about precision and accuracy. Precision is nothing but the closeness of the set of values which are obtained from identical measurement are called precision. Say for example, let us take a calibration from a thermometer with the range of different Celsius from 30 to 40, in between 31 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Celsius, 33 degrees Celsius, that we can consider as one of the example. Or when we are doing the volumetric analysis, when we are considering for the burette reading of different units, we are getting from the range between 22.1, 22.2, 22.3 till 22.9. So these all are the set of values which are closeness to the identical measurement what we are already we have fixed it. So that is about the precision. And next, accuracy. This is nothing but this refers to the closeness of a single measurement of its true value. Say for example, in a volumetric analysis we have got the 10 different readings in between 22.1 to like 22.9. So among these, if we are getting a perfect value, I mean the true value which are close to this is around 22.5, then it is said to be accuracy. So that is a definition for this precision and accuracy. So next we are going to discuss about significant figures. In the measured value of any physical quantity, the digits which are about the correctness of which are the surplus that the last digit which is doubtful, such a digits are called as the significant figures. And there are certain rules we are following to mention about these significant figures. Let us see one by one. So the first rule for the significant figures, they are all non-zero digits are significant. Say for example, the value of x that is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So among these there are non-zero digits. These are said to be non-zero digits. So these are said to be significant figures. So that is the rule number 1. Then rule number 2, all the zeros which are occurring in between two non-zero digits are called significant figures. Say for example, so the value of x is equal to 1007. In that there are two zeros in between the non-zero digits. So this is also said to be a significant figure. So according to the rule number 2. So according to the rule number 3, in case if any number which are less than 1, all zeros to the right side of the decimal point and to the left side of a non-zero digit that is not a significant figure. So say for example here you can see x is equal to 0.0084. So here this is not considered to be a significant figure. Here it is considered to be that the significant figures are 8 and 4. There are only two significant digits here. For the 8 and 4, there are 0 present before 8 and 4. So here it is considered to be there are two significant digits. If there is a whole number before this point, then it is considered to be a significant figure. Say for example, here x value, x is equal to 1.00, you can consider 000 or 0084. So here it is said to be 5 significant figure because there before the point the whole number that is there. So this is one of the rule for finding the significant figures. Similarly, if you see the value of x is equal to 0.00800, it is considered to be 3 significant figures because before the number 8 again zeros are placed. Here also it is not considered to be 5 or 6 significant figures, then it is said to be 3 significant figures. So this is one of the rule we are following for finding the significant figures. Then next, all the zeros which are on the right side of the non-zero digit which are present are not considered to be significant figures. Say for example like x is equal to 1000. So here it is said to be only one significant figures, whereas again if you take one more example like x is equal to 37800, there are 3 significant figures 378. So wherever the zeros are placed here, then it is not considered to be the significant figure. So this is about the rules which are following for significant figures. So next we are going to discuss about some basic units of measurement. So unit, that is nothing but the chosen standard of the measurement of a quantity which has essentially the same nature as that of the quantity is called unit. There are few derived units which are derived from the basic units. So let us see one by one now. So based on the formation of this unit system, we are going to follow the 4 major system of the unit, that is CGS system. Next one is MKS system, then followed by FPS system, then SI system. So CGS system is nothing but centimeter, gram and second. Second stands for unit for time. Based on this, the other systems are also derived, that is like MK system. In MK system you can see the length that to be measured in meter and mass that to be measured in kilogram, kg, and time that is measured in second. Like in a CGS system, the length of the CGS system that is measured in centimeter, mass of the CGS system that is measured in gram, then time that is measured in second. So these are the different values which are expressed in CGS and MKS, then FBS, then SI system. And the FBS system, in this the length of the FBS system that is measured in foot, and mass of the FBS system that is measured in pound, and the time as usual which is measured in second. This is about FBS system. Then SI system. So these are the different categories of the basic unit system that we are following it. Let us see one by one about the basic units and their symbol, and followed by the derived units. So first, there are 7 basic units based on the SI system of unit. If you look at this table, you can able to understand. So there are 7 basic units we are following. 7 basic unit we are following with 7 basic measurement. Like the first one is length, so which is measured by meter, the symbol M, and then mass which is measured by kilogram, the symbol kg, then the time which is measured in second, symbol is S, then temperature. Actually temperature we are measuring in 3 different scales, Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale, and Kelvin scale. So we will discuss in detail about that in the further chapter. So SI unit for the temperature, that is Kelvin, and that is measured in letter symbol K. Then electric current, that is the SI unit for the electric current is ampere, that is measured in A, and the symbol is A, capital A. Then luminous intensity, that is measured by candela. CD is the symbol, and amount of substance. Amount of substance is very very important in chemistry. That is measured in mole. The symbol we are using for it MOL. So mole is a concept of amount of substance. That is nothing but the amount of molecule, amount of mole present in the element or the atom or the particles. Like the symbol we are using for the amount of substance is MOL, mole. So this is about the basic 7 unit system. Then if you look at this table, you can understand about these derived units. These are the few examples of the physical quantities which are derived from the 7 basic unit system, like area, volume, velocity, acceleration, density, molar mass, molar volume, and molar concentration, force, pressure, then energy and work. So these are the different physical quantities and having the different units like area, square meter, symbol we are using for meter, then volume, that is we are measuring in cubic meter, the velocity, that is meter per second, and acceleration, meter per second square. These are the different units we are using for the respective physical quantities, and the symbols are mentioned. So this table is very very important. You should go through it. Also children, here one more table about the standard prefixes which are used to reduce the basic units like decimeter, centimeter, millimeter, micrometer, nanometer, and having the value in the multiples, sub-multiples, so with the symbol. So this table also you have to go through, very very important. Based on this we are going to solve few problems, like this nanometer will be used for several times, Armstrong. So many are there. Just to look at this table once. Here one more table, if you look at this, you can able to understand the conversion factor. Like the meter is converted into inch, then the inch is converted into centimeter, liter which is expressed in ml, expression for 1 Newton, that is kg meter per second, that is important. Then 1 calorie is equal to how many joules, that is 4.184 joule, that is important. This, and 1 electron volt, this is very very important. Charge of the electron, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 17. So very very important. This 1 atomic unit, 1 kilowatt hour, very very important. Then 1 horsepower, that is 746 watt, that is very very important. Then joule to erg conversion, then erg to joule conversion. This conversion factor very important. Dyne, 1 dyne is equal to how many Newton, that is there. 1 atmospheric bar, that is given here. Then 1 mole of the gas, which is 22.4 liter at STP. STP is nothing but standard temperature and pressure. Then 1 mole of the substance, that is n number of molecules present in element, atom or particle or molecules. Then 1 Armstrong is equal to 10 to the power of minus 10 meter, then nanometer 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. So these all are the few conversion factors. So this table is also very very important. So just have a look out. So the next topic is about laws of chemical combination. So based on the Dalton's atomic theory, there are few laws which are correlated with this Dalton's atomic theory, and that we are going to discuss one by one, like law of conservation of mass, the first one, so which was proposed by Lavoisier. So according to this, and the matter which is neither created nor destroyed. So say for example, if you take the mass of a particular reactant before the reaction or after the reaction, when the reactant combine together to form a product, so the mass will not be changed, which is always similar before the chemical reaction as well as after the chemical reaction. So this is what the law is explaining about. So this was actually proposed by Lavoisier and verified by Landolt. Is one of the very very important law based on these laws of combination. And so the next law of chemical combination, that is about law of constant or definite proportion, and this was proposed by Proust. According to this law, any pure chemical compound which is always contain the same elements combining together in a fixed ratio. Say for example, carbon dioxide is there. So in that carbon and oxygen, the two different elements combining to form this product carbon dioxide. So here, which is always combining with a fixed ratio, carbon say for example 1 molecule and oxygen say for example 2 molecule. So carbon plus oxygen which is combining. This happen for any pure chemical compound. Always these elements combine together to a fixed ratio of their mass or weight. So this was expressed in this law of constant proportion or definite proportion. Was proposed by Proust. So that is about law of constant proportion or definite proportion. Similarly, law of multiple proportion, this was proposed by Dalton and verified by Berzelius. So you see, when two elements like A or B combining to form more than one chemical compound, say for example A and B combining, it is forming like C, D or DC, two different product, but always the combining capacity of these different weights will be fixed in a proportion of the simple whole number. So this is what stated by the law of multiple proportion, that is proposed by Dalton. So that is one of the laws of chemical combination. The other law which we are discussing about, law of equivalent proportion or law of reciprocal proportion. So this was proposed by Richter. So according to this law, the weight of two or more elements which separately react with the same weight of a third element are also the weights of these elements which react with each other in a simple multiple of them. So similar, this one is similar to that law of multiple proportion. So this is about the laws of chemical combination. Then Gay-Lussac law. So this was proposed by Gay-Lussac. This was applicable only for gases. So according to this law, when gases which are combining, they always do so in the volumes which bear the simple ratio to each other, and also to protect, also to give the product which are all gases are measured under the similar conditions. So this was proposed by Gay-Lussac law. So two gases when it is combining in a volume will be always in a simple ratio when the products are formed. That is what about the Gay-Lussac law. So this is about the laws of chemical combinations with different laws which are related to this chemical combination. So now let us discuss a few hypotheses based on the atomic structure and based on the element and molecules. We'll see one by one. So the first one is atomic hypothesis. The first atomic hypothesis was given by the John Dalton. So according to him, you know, the element which are composed of extremely small particles, and these particles are called atom, and they can take part in chemical combination. They will involve for any chemical reaction. Then all the atoms of the given element which are identical. If you take different elements atom, all these atoms of the each elements are identically similar. Similarly, like atoms of the different elements which are possesses different properties, including with the different masses. Like if you take one compound, carbon dioxide or H2O or N2O. So here two different elements which are having the different masses as well as different properties. These are the few postulates by Dalton's atomic hypothesis. Atoms are indestructible, cannot be created or which cannot be destroyed. These were the believings of the Dalton's atomic theory, the Dalton's theory of atomic hypothesis. But in modern world, you know, the atoms are divisible. That is the reason we can able to study in detail about subatomic particles like proton, neutron, electron, meson, neutrinos. So many are there. These all are just hypotheses, the believing of development of atomic structure in the previous century, like Dalton's atomic theory. These atoms of the elements which are take part to form the molecules. The compounds are formed when atoms of more than one element which are combining. So these all are the few postulates by Dalton's atomic hypothesis. So next we are discussing about Berzelius hypothesis. Equal volumes of all the gases which are containing equal number of atoms under the same condition of temperature and pressure. This is about Berzelius hypothesis. So very simple, equal volumes of all gases. If you take different type of gases, hydrogen, chlorine, nitrogen, oxygen, you take any different type of the gases like equal volumes of all the gases which are containing equal number of atoms under same condition of the temperature and pressure. So this is about the Berzelius hypothesis. So this is very very important. And next Avogadro's hypothesis about these equal volumes of all the gases under similar conditions of temperature and pressure contain equal number of molecules. The previous one we are discussing about equal number of atom, and here we are discussing about equal number of molecules. So this is also very very important hypothesis. And next we are going to discuss about atomic mass, molecular mass and equivalent mass. Let us see one by one. Atomic mass, it is the average relative mass of atom of a particular element as comparing with an atom of carbon 12 isotope that should be considered. So that is called atomic mass. So atomic mass is equal to average mass of an atom divided by 1 by 12th into mass of an atom of carbon 12. 1 by 12 into mass of carbon 12. So this is about atomic mass. This helps for doing few numericals from this chapter. Suppose if an element which is existing in two isotopes which are having the atomic mass A and atomic mass B in the ratio, there are two isotopes which are having atomic mass A and atomic mass B, two different isotopes. The ratio is said to be m:n, say for example. Then what is the average atomic mass? So for finding this average atomic mass, the same formula we are using. Atomic mass is equal to average mass of the atom by 1 by 12th into mass of the carbon atom. So in that condition we are using this simple formula m into A into n into B by m plus n. So this is nothing but two different isotopes which are having the atomic mass of A and B. Here two different isotopes mass and the ratio which is there m and n. So the total number of atom m and n, the mass and ratio which is given. So by solving this we can find the average atomic mass. So similarly GAM, that is gram atomic mass. So atomic mass of an element which is expressed in grams. The atomic mass we are expressing in gram. It is said to be gram atomic mass. A gram atom or mole atom we can consider into the other terms. So the number of gram atoms, that is equal to mass of the element by gram atomic mass. So we can write in that manner, or mass of a particular element which is given in gram, number of gram atom into gram atomic mass. The number of atoms in 1 gram atomic mass, that is equal to 1 gram atomic mass, the number of atoms present in 1 gram atomic mass, that is equal to 6.02 into 10 to the power of 23. So this is the number of atoms present in 1 gram atom, 1 gram atomic mass. So very very important. So this atomic mass is determined by different method, vapor density method, specific heat method. So many are there. So in that very very important we'll discuss about this vapor density method. So this is suitable for the elements whose chlorides are volatile. That is very 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 important point. The valency of the element, that is equal to molar mass of chloride by equivalent mass of chloride. Here for the atomic mass, for considering the vapor density method, atomic mass is equal to equivalent mass of the metal into valency of the element which is given. So based on that we can find the vapor density method of atomic mass. So this is about atomic mass. Next, molecular mass. So molecular mass, this is nothing but mass of one molecule of the substance by 1 by 12th into mass of one atom of carbon 12. Same like the atomic mass formula only we are using. In place of atomic mass we are using the mass of one molecule, molecular mass we are using. So that is about the molecular mass. Actual mass of one molecule, that is equal to molar mass into actual mass of one molecule, that is equal to molar mass into 1.66 into 10 to the power of minus 24 gram. So that is what the actual mass of one molecule. Similarly, when we discussed about atomic mass, gram atomic mass we discussed. Likewise, in a molecular mass, gram molecular mass we are going to discuss. Gram molecular mass, this is nothing but when we are expressing with gram. So molecular mass of one element or the compound which are expressed in gram, that is said to be gram molecular mass, like gram atomic mass. And the mass of the substance which is given in gram, that is equal to number of gram molecules into gram molecular mass. We are using this formula. Then volume which is occupied by 1 mole of any gas at STP. STP is nothing but standard temperature and pressure, which is called a gram molar volume. This is also important, and this is also determined with different method: vapor density method, Victor-Meyer method, then colligative properties method. So these all we will discuss in gaseous state chapter in detail. And next one is about equivalent mass. Under this category of just we are discussing atomic mass and gram atomic mass, then gram molecular mass, GMM. Then the next one is about equivalent mass. So equivalent mass is nothing but number of parts by mass of a substance that is combining with or displaces. Say for example, for hydrogen, that is 1.008 parts by mass of hydrogen. In case of for oxygen, 8.0 parts of oxygen. In case for chlorine, 35.5 parts of chlorine. So this should be considered for the equivalent mass. This is about the equivalent mass. So when we are expressing the equivalent mass for a particular element or for a particular acid or particular base, we are using different formulae, like equivalent mass of a particular element, that is atomic mass by valency. This is for the equivalent mass of an element. In case for an acid, when we are finding for the equivalent mass, then the formula will be molecular mass by basicity. For acid we are using basicity, and for base we are using acidity, like molecular mass by acidity. These can be determined by different method, like hydrogen displacement method, oxide formation method, and chloride formation method. For example, for hydrogen displacement method, the equivalent mass of the metal that to be considered, like mass of the metal by mass of hydrogen displaced into 1.008, that is nothing but the weight of the metal and also the mass of the hydrogen which is displaced into 1.008 gram of hydrogen. So that we are using for hydrogen displacement method. And similarly, like oxide formation method, in this mass of the metal by mass of oxygen into 8, we are considering for oxide formation method. And similarly for the chloride formation method, mass of the metal by mass of chlorine into 35.5. In that way we can write for the chloride formation method the different concept, like atomic mass, molecular mass, equivalent mass, gram atomic mass, then gram molecular mass, then again equivalent mass we discussed in detail. Now let us discuss about mole concept. This is very, very important. So in chemistry, this is the most important concept, that is the number of substances we are considering with a fixed number of any type of the particle, whether it is in atomic state, or whether it is in a molecular state, or whether it is in a ionic state. So it is fixed with a particular number. That concept is called mole concept. So according to this mole concept, the fixed value or the fixed number, that is we are using 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23. So that is nothing but Avogadro's value for the Avogadro number. And this is about the mole concept. The number of moles, if you are finding the number of the moles, that is equal to weight which is given in gram by weight of 1 mole which is given in gram per mole. We are using for the unit to find the number of moles. So this is about the mole concept. Next one is about percentage composition. So percentage composition, so usually we are using this formula, percentage composition, that is equal to mass of the element by molecular mass of the total compound into 100. We are using for percentage. So in a simple way we can write x by m into 100. X is nothing but the unknown mass of the element given in the compound. This is about the percentage composition. Again in this we will discuss in detail mass percentage, volume percentage, mass and mass relationship, volume and volume relationship, mass by volume relationship. We'll discuss about empirical formula and molecular formula. Very very important. Based on this also we are going to solve few numericals. So empirical formula, this is the simplest ratio form of the number of atoms which are derived in respective to writing the all constituent atoms. That is called the empirical formula. Similarly like molecular formula which gives n into empirical formula. So here the n that is considered to be molecular weight of a compound by empirical formula weight of the compound. So that is the representation for n. So based on this we can find the molecular formula of the given compound, also the empirical formula of the given compound. And determination of this empirical formula and molecular formula, usually we are finding the relative number of atoms and also the simplest ratio that can be derived from the relative number of atoms. And finally we can able to write the empirical formula from using this molecular formula. So these are the few methods we are following for finding the empirical formula and molecular formula. Now let us discuss a few formulae which is used for solving few numericals based on this chapter, some basic concept. Here are few formulae, we'll discuss one by one. So strength of the solution, that is amount of the substance given in gram per liter, and also molarity. So molarity, that is moles of solute by volume given in liter. Number of moles, that is equal to weight given in gram by molecular weight. This is the formula we are using to find the number of moles. In case of number of millimoles, that is weight given in gram into 1000 by molecular weight, that is nothing but molarity into volume which is given in ml. Then normality, x into molarity, that is equal to strength given in gram per liter by equivalent weight, where that x that is said to be molecular weight by equivalent weight. So x is nothing but the valency or the change in number. The normality formula, usually we are writing n1 v1 that is equal to n2 v2. So here are once again I want to recall few formulae like mass percentage or weight percentage. So mass percent, that is equal to mass of the solute by mass of the solution into 100 is given in mass percent. Based on this percentage composition, again weight by weight percentage and volume by volume percentage, mass by volume percentage. Here all there are no change. The formula is very simple. The weight of the solute which is given in gram and weight of the solution that is also given in gram into 100 for weight by weight percentage, and for volume percentage again volume of the solute by volume of the solution, both given in ml into 100. Weight by volume percentage, that is weight of the solute given in gram by volume of the solution which is given in ml. So here the difference is there. The difference between this molarity and molality, that is very very important. So molarity is denoted by capital M, where the molality which is denoted by small m. The molarity which is expressed by number of moles of the solute by volume of the solution given in liter. In molality, that is said to be number of moles of the solute by mass of the solvent given in kg. That is about the molality denoted by small m. And the parts per million, this is also important, should know about it. The parts of the component per million parts, that is nothing but 10 to the power of 6 of the given solution. That is, so ppm is equal to w by small w plus capital W into 10 to the power of 6. So where the small w, that is representing the weight of the solute, where the capital W, that is representing the weight of the solvent. So this is very very important, parts per million. Again I would like to recall this chemical formulae. So based on that there are two type of formulae we are going to discuss, molecular formulae and empirical formulae. So molecular formulae, which is representing, it is an indication of actual number and type of the atoms which is present in the molecule. In a compound, the actual number or the actual type of the atoms present in a molecule is called molecular formula or molecular formulae. Say for example like in benzene, so the compound benzene, that is C6H6. Likewise you can take any compound, KMNO4, potassium permanganate, KMNO4, then glucose C6H12O6. So the few examples. This is said to be the molecular formula of the compound given. So this is a molecular formula for benzene. Likewise, empirical formula which is indicating only the relative number of atoms. So here the relative number of atoms that could be expressed like CH. This is the relative number of atoms present in the compound of benzene. Likewise, you can see C6H12O6. So that can be written like CH2O. In this manner, we can write the empirical formula and the basic rules what we are going to follow for the determination of empirical formula and molecular formula we discussed already. So for the determination of empirical formula, we are going to follow few steps. The first step is finding the percentage of each element. In case which is given in ratio, so we can convert it into percentage, or the ratio we can consider the ratio for each element. The second step we are following to find the determination of the mole ratio. So first percentage of each element, then followed by the mole ratio or molar ratio we are going to find out. Then we are going to take the whole number ratio or the simplest ratio. Again, in the simplest ratio, if we are getting the values in decimal form, we should convert it into whole number ratio. So finally, we can find the empirical formula of the given compound. Also, the molecular formula. First, if we find the empirical formula, then calculating the empirical formula with the molecular formula, we can find out the molecular formula. And children, this mole concept under this category, 1 mole, that is said to be 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 particles, as we discussed, like the Avogadro hypothesis, and the amount of substance in chemistry we discussed. Similarly, if you take it an example for any number of atom, any number of molecules, any number of subatomic particles, value will be similar. Say for example, 1 mole, that is equal to 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 particles. 1 mole of atoms, that is also similar value only, 6.02 into 10 to the power of 23 atoms. In case of molecule, again 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 molecules we can consider. In case we are considering for subatomic particles, 1 mole of electron, that is also 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 electrons. The value will be similar in case of this mole concept when we are discussing about. So this is about some basic concept in the first chapter, chemistry, and these are the basic concept today we have discussed about. Followed by this video, from this chapter we would like to discuss few numericals, and from the past papers of NEET examination we will discuss few problems. We are going to solve few problems. Thank you, children.